Hello students. The previous lecture we start the money market and capital market in India. We learned was previous lecture the meaning of the financial market, financial system. Then now today's we are going to start the structure of money market in India. Here mention the structure of money market in our India. Because there are the two types of market, financial market in India, money market or capital market. Now I explain you the first money market. What is the structure of money market in India? So here mention students the organization sector or unorganized sector involve the part of money market in India. Because here included the both sectors, organized or unorganized. So I explain you the structure of money market in India. The money market in India is a dichotomous by the nature. It comprises of both the organized sector as well as the unorganized sectors. The organized sector includes the Reserve Bank of India, commercial banks, cooperative banks, development financial institution, investment institution, and the discount and the finance house of India. It means here the organized sectors list mentioned here: RBI, Reserve Bank of India, commercial banks, then cooperative banks, developmental financial institution, investment institution, discount and finance house in India, etc. And the unorganized sectors, on the other hand, the comprises of the indigenous bankers, money lenders, and the unregulated non-bank financial intermediaries. So here mention the organized or unorganized sectors. The money market center in India are located at Mumbai, Kolkata or Delhi. Students, the main center of the money market in India is the Mumbai, Delhi or Kolkata. But the Mumbai, it is the main center of the flowing of the money market in India. Is the important part of the India because it is the main center of the India of money market. So however, Mumbai is only the active money market center in India, money flowing in the from of all parts of the country. Here mention the organized sector or unorganized sector. Showing the chart in the page number 82, figure number 9.1, the organized sector, Reserve Bank of India, commercial bank, cooperative bank, then discount financial house of India, then unorganized sector, indigenous bankers, money lenders, and the unregulated non-bank financial intermediaries. So here mention the one by one of the sectors explanation. Organized sectors, the first one is the Reserve Bank of India. So I explain you the organized sector. The organized sector of the money market consists of the Reserve Bank of India, commercial banks, cooperative banks, regulated financial intermediaries, etc. Let us now I discuss you the organized sectors in the money market in India. The first one is the Reserve Bank of India. Because here the part involve the sectors of RBI, commercial bank, cooperative banks, regulated financial intermediaries, etc. So all the parts is involve the organized sectors in money market. So I explain you the first organized sector is Reserve Bank of India, initially known as the RBI. Yes, all of you know that each and every country has the central bank. The central bank known as the Reserve Bank of India. In our countries, the central bank is the Reserve Bank of India. Every country in the world has a central bank which is at the apex of the banking system. The central bank also known as the apex bank because the controlling power of all the financial system is undertaken by the apex bank known as the Reserve Bank of India. So it is entrusted with the responsibility of the regulating the money market in the country. Reserve Bank of India is the central bank of our country. RBI was set up on the basis of the recommendation of the Hilton Young Commission. The RBI set up the recommendation under the Hilton Young Commission. The RBI Act of 1934 provides the statutory basis of the functions of the bank. The RBI commenced its operation on the 1st April 1935. It means the establishment of the RBI Bank the 1st April 1935 and the nationalizations of the Reserve Bank of India in on the 1st January 1949. So the 1935 as a private shareholders bank. The RBI was nationalized on the 1st January 1949. It is the most important constituent of the money market. So here completed the introduction of Reserve Bank of India. So I explain you the first concept of Reserve Bank of India. Here mentioned according to two economists of concept of RBI. The first one, Dr. M.H. de Kock. The M.H. de Kock said, the central bank is the one which constitutes the apex of the monetary and banking structure of the country. The central bank means Reserve Bank is the one which constitutes the apex of the monetary and banking structure of the country. Means the constitutes the central bank's apex all the monetary and banking structure of the money in the country. According to Professor W.A. Shaw, the central bank is a bank which controls the credit. Credit control bank known as the Central Bank of India or Reserve Bank of India. So here giving the easy definition about the central bank according to de Kock and the Shaw. Now I explain you the functions of Reserve Bank of India. Here mentioned there are the 8 numbers of function of Reserve Bank of India. Now I explain you the one by one functions of Reserve Bank of India. The first one is the issues of the currency notes. The second one, bankers to the government. Number third, bankers bank. Number fourth, custodian of foreign exchange reserves. Number fifth, controller of credit. Number six, collection and publication of data. Number 7, the promotional and the developmental function. And number 8, other functions. So students, here mentioned there are the 8 points of the functions of Reserve Bank of India. Now I explain you the one by one function of Reserve Bank of India. I explain the first function of Reserve Bank of India, the issues of the currency notes. Yes, all of you know that RBI Bank is the issuing the all currencies note exception 1 rupee note and all coins. The issues of currency notes, RBI has the sole right to issue the currency notes of all the denominations except the 1 rupee note and coins as per the minimum reserve system of 1957. RBI is required to maintain minimum gold and foreign exchange reserve of 200 crores, out of which at least rupees 115 crores should be in gold and the remaining rupees 85 crores should be in term of foreign currencies and government securities. It means here mentioned as per according to minimum reserve system in 1957, the requirement of Reserve Bank of India, the minimum gold and foreign exchange reserve. So the numerical data of the reserve category is the 200 crores, out of which at least the rupees 115 crores should be the gold and remaining the rupees 85 crores should be the term of the government securities and the foreign currencies. The main requirement of the RBI bank minimum reserve system. So students, I hope so you better understood the first function of Reserve Bank of India. The all currencies issuing by the RBI, because the sole right to issue the RBI. So the all currency note issues by the Reserve Bank of India, exception or except the 1 rupee note and the coins, because 1 rupee note and coin issuing by the our central government. So students, next lecture we will start the remaining functions of Reserve Bank of India. Thank you.